Hello, friends. It's Jay Todd.
And Brianna.
Out here on Fremont Street, and here's what's happening
This Week in Gambling.
Hello players, happy Independence Day to everyone. Summer is finally here. Things are heating up in the gaming industry and fireworks are going off in California again, which is this week's big story. Online poker has been a point of contention among competing interests in California for the better part of a decade as tribal gaming and state-run card rooms try to elbow their way to the head of the table. For years now, the state has tried to pass internet poker legislation without success because, well, it's the 21st century, and with it comes some interesting challenges, specifically the technicalities of tribal gaming compacts. The way I understand it is that state card rooms can offer table games and poker where players are competing against one another. However, they cannot offer electronic casino games where the house has an advantage. Electronic gaming devices are things like slot machines and video poker terminals, and they are strictly the domain of tribal gaming casinos. The problem? Online poker. Is it an electronic game played with virtual cards, or is it a card game played electronically? Or is it both? Making matters even more complicated is that card rooms have now started offering games like Blackjack, which is traditionally played against the house. Tribal gaming interests consider this to be a violation of their compact with the state, and they filed a lawsuit to stop it. However, a federal judge recently said no. These state compacts do not give tribes exclusive rights to these sorts of games. An opinion that tribal gaming interests disagree with, naturally, and they have vowed to continue this fight. So we'll have to keep an eye on this situation for the next, 10, 20 years. Now here we are in 2019 with no online poker in California. Still, instead we have big competing interests in a multi-million-dollar industry fighting over the largest gaming market in America. Sorta reminds me of... Now throw all that in a pot on the stove. Sprinkle in some state politics, a smattering of offshore gaming operators, heck, even some racetracks in California just for some flavor, and what you got is a real shit stew a-brewin'. So what's the answer? What's the solution? I would be a liar if I said I have any idea. Believe it or not, though, there's actually talk of sports betting legislation in California. A bill has been proposed that would put the matter to a public vote next year, and if approved, well, betting on sports could be taking place at tribal casinos and card rooms. Unless...
This week's special offer is for Carramba Casino. Find exclusive player specials at Casino City for Carramba and hundreds of online sites. Visit online.casinocity.com for details.
Good news, bad news this 4th of July week as we turn our attention to the state of Michigan, where online gambling regulation had been approved but is now being threatened by the governor. She seems to feel that internet betting will somehow threaten the online sale of lottery tickets. Yeah. The governor bases her concerns on, well, nothing, because there hasn't been a single documented case of this happening anywhere else online gambling has been regulated. You know, a simple 10-minute investigation could have cleared this up, or just typing it into Google and doing a minimum amount of research, but you know, that's okay. Ignorance is easier, especially when you have an agenda. Better news out of Illinois, however, where the governor took time to educate himself and then signed a massive gambling expansion bill, which includes the regulation of sports betting in the state. If you'd like to read more about any of the stories that I've discussed on this program, please visit our website at thisweekingambling.com.
So, Brianna, I couldn't help but notice that you were dressed in red, white, and blue.
Oh yes, USA all the way.
Very patriotic.
Yes, definitely.
You can't tell, but I'm standing at attention right now.
We all are, at ease.
Turret Ferguson.